Okay, here is a beautiful 2-5-1 lick from Ben Monder, and he is doing this over the start of the bridge to I'll Remember April, the 2-5-1 to B flat major. And there's a lot of great stuff going on in this one. It's got a nice blend of inside and more outside sounding tonalities, and it also has some great half-hold diminished stuff over the 5 chord. So lots of good stuff. And we're going to start out with our middle finger on E flat on the 3rd string. So we're starting on the flatted 3rd of the 2 chord. So we pick E flat, pull off to D with our pointer finger. Then our ring finger goes down to B, pinky goes to C, pointer finger back to D, and then you slide up a fret to E flat. Rhythmically, it's all 8th note triplets. Then our pointer finger goes to G on the 2nd string, pinky on B flat, and then our pointer jumps up to D natural. So we have... So basically that is like a C minor 9 arpeggio with the exception of the B natural, the major 7. So starts out on a more inside note, and then these next 3 notes are really what give it that modern sound, at least to me, what he does right there. So if we look at the note that we end on, it's G flat, and I would say that he's targeting the flat 9 of the 5 chord. So he's thinking ahead to the chord that's coming up next, and he's landing on the flat 9. But the 2 notes that he plays before that is what really makes it interesting. So he does E flat and then E natural and then G flat. So if you think of like C Dorian, if you were going to continue that line but with C Dorian, you would normally do E flat F and then G flat, right? Right, but what he does there, instead of playing F, he plays E natural. And to me, that just makes the entire line pop. That has such a cool sound. And it doesn't really make sense theoretically, right? Because E natural is the major 3rd of C minor, but it doesn't have to make sense, right? You're just taking something that would have more of an inside sound and you're modifying one of the notes to just change it up a bit. So that's a great example of how you can take any lick that you're comfortable with or any pattern or just any sort of area on the fretboard that you're pretty comfortable maneuvering around and just try to modify one of the notes, either go up a half step or down a half step and just see what it sounds like. And you'd be amazed. You could come up with some really fascinating sounds that way. And I think this line is a perfect example of that. So up to there, we have this. Okay, so now here comes the really cool half-hold diminished stuff. So he starts chromatically. He does chromatic from F down to D. So pinky on F, middle on E, pointer on E flat, and these slide down a fret to D. And then right here we have this amazing arpeggio. Middle finger on B, pointer finger on F sharp. So does chromatic down to the D, and then once we land on the D, we do this 3-note arpeggio. And if you look at those 3 notes, it's actually B minor, right? So we're over an F7 chord. He's starting a tritone away on B, and he's playing a minor arpeggio. So that gives you a great sound because you have this nice combination of more altered tonalities against the chord. So you have the natural 13, the flat 5, and the flat 9. Right. Great sound, very modern sound. And then pointer finger on G, or F, my bad. Pointer finger on F, and then ring finger on E flat in the string below. And then your pointer finger goes to C sharp. Now, right there, when he lands on the C sharp, I would say that he's anticipating the 1 chord right there. So basically, he's starting on the sharp 9 of the 1 chord. Another note that gives you more of a modern sound. A lot of the modern jazz guys like to utilize that a lot. And then, but he resolves it right up to D with the middle finger. So. Yeah, I think I'm articulating that wrong a couple times. Yeah, I slide from the F sharp to the G, or the F sharp to the F. All right, so if you listen to that tonality, right, if you're playing like a B flat major and you use the sharp 9, can definitely get it more of a modern sound. A lot of those guys like to use that. So great way to start out the B flat major. And then middle finger goes to D, and then he wraps it up on a more inside note. Pointer finger on F, pointer finger on A, middle finger on B flat, and then this really pretty triplet. pointer finger on C sharp, slide up a fret to D, and then pinky on B flat, middle finger on, or pinky on C, my bad, middle finger on B flat, pull off to A, and then pick G and F, right? So that's just a chromatic flat third up to the natural 3, then 2, 1, 7, 6, 5. So you go right down the scale, right? So just so beautiful. So the whole thing. 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. All right, so much great stuff to be learned from this lick. We have that little part at the end of the walk-up through Dorian where he modifies that one note, gives it much more of a modern sound. We have the arpeggio, the B minor arpeggio over the F7 chord, starting on the flatted fifth and playing a minor arpeggio, gives you this great set of notes within the half-whole diminished scale, and also the utilization of the sharp 9 against the major chord, right, resolving it to the third, going up a half step, but starting on that note really gives it an amazing sound. So much great stuff in this lick. And that's it. That's our episode for this week. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you learned something. And as always, if you would like to donate and support the channel, you can do so at patreon.com/MikeAudetteMusic or paypal.me/MikeAudetteMusic. Thank you for watching, and I will see you guys at the next episode. Take care. Thank you.